This is Chris Kell with LakelandLocal.com, which is a simple postural test that you can employ to kind of check out your standing posture. One of the things that we talk about in our article is remaining in a neutral position where all of our bones, joints, and muscles are lined up in optimal posture to allow us to kind of remain pain-free and functioning in the best way possible. All right, in order to test this out, what we can do is set up next to a door frame here. All right, this door frame is just kind of acting as a line that kind of bisects the middle of my body. All right, so I'm lining up with sort of the malleolus, or this little bump here on the side of my heel, and it's going all the way from that line all the way up through my head up here, right? And ideally, it's passing through, the middle of my kneecap, the middle of my hip, the middle of my shoulder, and coming out the middle of my head, if you can imagine that, right? Ideally, you would set up next to a mirror or something to see this, but what we're testing is whether or not my body is remaining kind of in the middle of this area, or, if my head is jutting forward, and as a result my upper back is jutting forward. That is what we call a kyphotic posture, so we know that we're kind of in this slouch position. We have, tight chest muscles, tight muscles in the front of our body, whereas the back muscles are lengthened. All right, that's one postural syndrome that we see a lot. Another that we see is what is called sway back posture, where the pelvis is jutting forward, okay, and the kind of the upper body is back, so kind of the opposite position there. As a result, our hips are the posterior area here, our hamstrings are tight, our glutes are going to be weak, and as a result, and as well, we're going to lack upper body strength because we're not in optimal posture. We can also get kind of a combination of the two, where head is jutting forward, but by the same token, we've got this like lordotic posture at the bottom here, so kind of like the kind of a really exaggerated S curve. But in any case, any deviation from this line we want to address, and we want to get things back into structural alignment. All right, so these can be caused by a number of things, such as with sway back, we'll see a lot of slouching back in chairs. With kyphosis, or just kind of a humpback, we'll see a lot of leaning forward. Or you could have things like pelvic rotations, where you turn to one side excessively, and as a result, we're kind of leaning to one side or the other. Whatever it may be, we're going to discuss a strategy to really correct that, kind of find neutral posture in our next video.